there's one. There's one right there. I don't know how big he is. It's hard to tell right now. Oh, he's a good one. Oh, he's a good one. Oh, he's a good one. That's what I'm talking about, son. Do you see the size of that Apache Lake bass? Little crankbait bass. Come on. Come on. You're done. You're done. Yeah, look at that, folks. Yeah. Oh my goodness. He's got them trebles all in him. Let's see here. Get that out. Get this out. You know, today we might have a pretty good day right here at beautiful Apache Lake post-spawn bass. Look at that fish. Beautiful largemouth bass. We'll let him go. That's a big one there. Ooh. Well, you're out, boy. You shook yourself off good enough. Folks, today I'm throwing a crankbait. You know, we just got on the water. It's a beautiful morning, such a beautiful morning. The wind's been blowing like crazy. I thought, well, if the wind's gonna blow like it's been blowing, I'll throw a crankbait. When the wind's not blowing, you can still get away with that crankbait bite early in the morning. Now, I noticed I'm back here in the river at Apache Lake that doesn't look like they're pushing any water. It made me a little nervous thinking, oh man, you know, it's better when they push the water. It pushes the shad around, the bass get a little more active. We're gonna go down the bank, see what happens. We're gonna throw this little crankbait. This is a Strike King 6XD. I got it in that white color. The water's dingy and it's got the rattles in it. You can hear the rattles in it. So I'm just gonna slow roll this thing down through here and try to parallel the bank the best I can and see if we can't catch some of these fish that are down there. Those are the kind of fish we wanna catch all day, you know? So that or bigger. I've got my Zero Spook hooked up. I threw it out there. I had one quick little bite on it, but we'll play around out here and just see what's available to us. And that's all you do. Get out. One thing I love about crankbait fishing is you get to cover a little bit of water. Oh, got him. Got him right there off that point. That's what I'm talking about, son. Right there. Little topwater bass. He wanted that bait, huh? Oh my goodness. Come on. Come on. I knew throwing over that flat with a topwater bait, I'd finally get one over there. He's not as big as that crankbait fish, but he's still a fun fish right there. Look at that. You gonna jump? All right, I'll let you jump. I don't want no trebles in my hand, so. Ah, I got it. A little Zero Spook bass. Man, I'm telling you what, folks. This back channel can be a lot of fun. That's why I always have a couple of different baits hooked up. You know, what happened was I got off the bluffy stuff right here and it flattens out really nice along here. And you know, off these points and stuff like that, you can throw a topwater bait and have a lot of fun. That or a Texas rig or something like that. But right now, early in the morning, I want to take advantage of all the active fish I can get. So I'm going to throw up there and just kind of slowly work my bait across. And we do a thing called what they call walking the dog with this bait. That's what you have to do with a Zero Spook. It's like a big pencil bait or a big cigar type bait, but you have to add the action to this by popping it, giving it a little slack, and making it walk across the top of the water. You can do it fast, you can do it slow, and figure out a cadence that the fish like, but that's the bait right there. It's a fun bait to throw. It's got the big old eyeballs, but man, I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a giant bass a lot of times early in the morning during the summer and during the late spring, things like that, that's a great bait. Actually, all year long, it's a good bait. And it casts so good. Now, when you're throwing a bait like this, I strongly suggest throwing a 17-pound test monofilament line. And the reason for that is because you want your line to sit on top of the water, and that way it doesn't pull the bait down. And monofilament will float more than fluorocarbon. Fluorocarbon sinks, so you don't want to throw anything like that on there. Man, I'll tell you what, this bait's a lot of fun to throw this time of year. And the water's not muddy, but it's just dingy enough to where, you know, if you move it a little bit slower, you'll probably have a better opportunity of catching the fish. It's not clear. If it was dirt and mud, it'd be even tougher. But what's cool about the spook, the Zero Spook, is it has rattles in it. Has a little knocker in it, so when you're chugging it across, the fish can hear it. And they zone in on it like that. Did you see that? Had a bite right there. He blew up on it, but he didn't get it. Sometimes I'll speed it up a little bit, see if they'll chase it out. That fish didn't get it. Oh, 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 oh! He took it under twice and I didn't get him. Okay, now, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's get it out there. Maybe he'll come back for it. Maybe he'll come back for it. That is so much fun. That's what I'm talking about, son. That's what I'm talking about right there, huh? Yeah, you just throw it out there and let them have another chance to take it, you know? What a hoot. That's a big old smallmouth. He wanted that bait. And we're in the rocks, so the smallmouth are back here, and they're a lot of fun to catch too. Big old Zero Spook bass. All right, buddy. You got them hooks in you. I don't think you're going anywhere. Ah. He's not a giant bass, but a fun bass. And look at the size of the bait. You know, that's a good chunky smallmouth. I'm not dishing it by no means, but look at the size of the bait compared to the fish, and he's trying to get it all in there. They'll eat whatever they can get their mouth around, you know? But he's a chunky dude. Little football. That fish came after it 2 or 3 times. Now you have to remember, when you throw out there and you're chugging that thing across, if the fish blast on it, just keep chugging it a little bit, maybe speed it up a little bit. And if they don't come back, throw it right back out there, make another cast and bring it across, especially if they don't feel the hooks. 9 times out of 10, they'll come back and get it. That was a good fish right there. Fun fish. We're on this flat. This is a perfect spot for, look at the little lone shad running across the top of the water. He won't last long. There's shad in the area for sure. He came right back after it. That was fun. I saw the fish actually come up and eat it. Oh, there's another one right there. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I lost him. Oh. Oh, well, you know, that's another smallie. We'll get it out there and see if we can't get another one. I'm gonna make a long cast this time. Let's see if we can't get, you know, a lot of times with these hooks, man, you always wanna make sure you have sharp hooks. Sometimes you change them out. You know, if you've had the Zero Spooks for a long time and, you know, you wanna make sure you change them hooks out. They get dull after catching so many fish, you know. It's time to put some new ones on. It might be time for me to do that myself, but you know, this is the kind of bait that you almost can work all the way back to the boat. And some of your biggest explosions will be right there and they'll scare you to death. As soon as you go to pull the bait out of the water, they hit it, you know? And it's a lot of fun. The one thing you can guarantee with the Zero Spook is you can cull fish out of the deep. They hear that thing and they come up. Curiosity is what they come up for, and they'll come up and look at it 20, 30 feet out of the water. They'll definitely check it out. Got him that time. We got him that time. He's a monster, folks. A monster. This is a monster bass. Oh. Oh. I'm talking a monster. Oh, I barely got him hooked. I barely got him hooked. Oh, maybe I got him good that time. Come on, I gotta touch you. Come on, just let me touch you. Come on, baby. Come on. No, you're not getting rid of those hooks. Yeah! Those are a spook bass. I love it. Yes. Oh, thank you. Oh, that was awesome, man. He blew up on that thing the first time, and then I threw it right back. And that tells you right there, when they don't feel the hooks, give it a second opportunity. And man, they'll come right back. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see if I can get this out of you here. There we go. Man. Look at that beautiful largemouth bass on topwater. Man, when you're biting topwater, it's the best. That's the best, man. Oh yeah. All right, baby. You know, when the sun starts popping up, you can start hitting these shady areas like this and get that lure right up on the bank. And a lot of times those fish, remember, they're using shade for ambush areas. And they actually hide in there and come out and ambush their prey. So that's what he did. As soon as I threw it in there, a couple of pops, and boom, he was right on it. And he wanted that bait. Wanted that bait. How do you beat throwing a topwater first thing in the morning and covering some water? You know, we caught that nice crankbait fish, and I love crankbait fishing. But if you gave me a choice to throw a topwater or a spinnerbait or a crankbait and the topwater was working, I'm all over topwater. That's my baby right there. I love that stuff. If that don't get your juices flowing, baby. Oh my goodness. That was fun. Watching him just explode on that thing was incredible. Oh my goodness. And we had already come through here. You know what happened was I went through here and I threw the crankbait a little bit through here, and then I started picking up the topwater right around the corner. Then I got to thinking, well, now that the sun's coming up, let's hit the shade pockets with this on the cliffy stuff and see if we can't catch him. And boy, he was right there. Oops. Well, you got to make sure you get some accurate casting going on. Let's see here. I'm all excited. I'm not even casting right. Oh man, he hit it, but oh, he came all the way after a big old smallmouth. Oh, that was dumb on my part. What an idiot. What an idiot. That was a 3-pound smallmouth, and he followed it all the way to the boat. Never pull away like that. I was going to throw out there and take another cast right in that spot. I should have just worked it back. He was willing to come back. Oh, there we go. That one's not quite as big as the last one we caught, but it's still a nice fish. Come on, baby. Come on. Largemouth. Largemouth. I had a 3-pound smallie blow up on it, and I pulled it away from him, and then I go catching a largemouth. Hey folks, for my tip of the week, I think one thing that is really important to do, and even I have a problem doing it sometimes, is when you're throwing a bait like this and you're working it across the top and you do have the bass come up and slap at it, but they don't get it. We all have a tendency to reel in real fast and want to dart it right back out there. Believe it or not, if 9 times out of 10, when you're working the bait, they come slap at it and don't get it, and you initially set the hook and it's still sitting there, let it sit there. What the fish will do is slap at it, turn back around to see what it's doing, and that's the time when you just pause it for a second after they've slapped at it, and then just start working it again. And boy, 9 times out of 10, they'll come back and get that bait if you don't pull it from them too fast, and that's my tip of the week. You know, some of these baits don't come with split rings, and even if they do, I'm not a split ring fan on a topwater bait because split rings will have a tendency to bring the nose down a little bit just with that little bit of weight. So what I'll do is tie a loop knot, and what I do is just basically take my line and tie one little loop in it, just like that. You see that? Then I'm gonna bring my line through. I'm gonna take the tag into the line, I'm gonna bring it through the little loop I just made, and I'm gonna go over it 7 times over the other line. Now, after we've done 7 times of wrapping it around the line, you can see both loops there, okay? I'm gonna bring my line through that loop, and I'm also gonna bring that line back through, just like so. And now all I'm gonna do is cinch it down, usually wet it, and then I'll have my own loop knot there, okay? That allows the bait to work really nice, and I never lose fish on it. Rake the tag in, and something else I want to tell you about knocking the tag end off a lot of this line, especially monofilament. You don't want to snip the line right at the knot. Leave a little tag there for slippage, okay? Just like so. Just a little tag in. Now, we'll be able to walk that bait so much nicer, and we don't have that split ring way in the front of the bait down, and it works great. Oh, right there! Look at that smallmouth right there at the boat. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That's what I'm talking about, son. Yes, that's a big old smallmouth. Oh man! Right at the boat, that took my breath away. Oh, he just realized, hey man, I better fight. Man, come on, bud. Oh, I barely got him hooked. You know, when you get these fish like this, you can kind of do a little figure eight and get those other hooks in there. Ah, look at that smallmouth, folks. What a morning we have had on the old Zura Spook. You know, this bait has been a great go-to bait for tournament fishermen for years. You know, you've got this and you've got the Rico, and both of them are awesome baits. And, you know, if I can get that out of there, there we go, almost. There we go. Man, thank you, sir. Oh, look at that beautiful smallmouth. We'll let it go real fast. But it's such a gorgeous fish. And we'll let her go. Here you go, watch this. Doink. I've had a great time on the show. We went back, started covering the water that we caught the fish in to begin with. Sometimes when you let an area rest and you know there's fish there, there's an old saying, you don't leave fish to find fish. And that means when you found some fish in an area and you let it settle down, you come back and catch another fish or two out of it. Might not be as explosive, but you can still catch some nice quality fish out of it. Hey, I've had a great time on the show. Pick up some Zura Spooks and go out and have some fun. It's a great time of year to do it all the way through the summer. Enjoy your week. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.